Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yesterday we saw some correction in the US market. US market were down by around 1.5%. Uh, Mainly reason for the decline were increasing COVID cases. In last 7 days, the new cases average last 7 day new cases are at around 26,000, whereas on in the previous 7 day the cases were at around 11,000s. So there is an increasing COVID cases which may impact the revival in the economy. Apart from the oil also corrected, and uh, stocks related to oil also declined yesterday. So, but thereafter, in the Asian market today, though we are seeing some softness, but not like US, and even the US futures are comparatively positive today and up by around 0.5%. But the commodities, most of the commodities are down. Like aluminum is down by around 1.5, copper is also around 1.5, iron ore is around zero point 0.7, and steel is also down by around 1.5%. Though the market may open a bit lower, but we had seen yesterday also some corrections. So market should not go down much from the opening, or may even recover. Now I'll ask technical team to take up first.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Today, the market is likely to open on a flattish note, and we may see some sideways momentum during the day. Technically, we have seen yesterday a very strong sell-off, but somehow Nifty manages to maintain a closing above 15,700 levels. Now, going ahead today, this 15,700 will act as a crucial support level. If it's break that level, then this selling pressure is likely to be extended, and which might take a Nifty towards 15,500 level. I mentioned that level. At 15,500, 15,400 will be the crucial support zone for the Nifty. Once it manages to touch and sustain at that level, then positive momentum once again into the market. On the flip side, on the higher end, 15,820, 15,840 will be the immediate resistance levels. Any move out of that level, then only we can see some positive momentum into the Nifty, which might take a Nifty towards 15,900 to 15,970 levels on the higher side. Definitely, it's a stock specific market. I will request all the traders and the investors to trade each and every transaction with the strict stop losses. On the bank Nifty front, 35,000 will be the crucial. If it's break that level, then we are likely to be, we can see the extension of this fall towards 34,700 to 34,600 levels. Whereas on the higher side, 3400 will be the immediate support resistance zone. Any breakout of that level, then only we can see some positive momentum towards 35,700, 35,800. On the Nifty Finance side, 16,550 will be the immediate support zone. Any momentum or any breakdown of this level, we might see some extension of fall to 460 to 16,300 levels. Whereas on the other side, 16,750 will be the resistance zone. If it's break that level, then we might see some momentum towards 17,870 to 17,000 levels on the higher sides. On the positive front, BL and LChem really looks very good. During a day, we will involve on this particular counters, but at the current level, you can keep just an eye on this particular both the stocks. I think that's it from my end. I request derivative guys to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Swati. See, on the derivative front, looking at the overall positions, again, nothing much really has changed. The open interest seems to be there. The PCR has fallen quite a lot. From 1.2 odd, it has come down below 1 at 0.9 odd. Uh, Now, around the 0.8 area is the oversold zone for this particular index. Again, the VIX continues to be in range of about 12 and 13. Nothing much here as well. Even though it increased 8% yesterday, but it's not a very big increase in terms of the number. So not much there. From the open interest perspective of call and puts for Nifty, see 15,900 continued to be a resistance on the upside, and we believe 15,600, 15,500 will be a good support area on the downside. Nifty is trading in a range of 15,650 and about 15,950, and in this range, generally from the last 5-6 weeks, we have seen good support area coming in from 15,650 odd levels. So even today, we are expecting good support buying coming in from 15,650 odd levels. Also, the PCR around the oversold zone does suggest some buying coming in from the lower level. So one should be buying if that 15,650 level comes in today. From the stock specific front, as I've been saying, from the last 2 months, in fact, what is happening is the stocks move up and they come back down for retesting their levels again. So they come back to their original levels. So nothing much really has happened. Only the difference here is that the pharma sector has moved. Some particular stocks in pharma sector have moved. There are some stocks which are ready to give a breakout, like Lupin or Divi's Lab. So these stocks are likely to witness further buying, and they will continue to move for the next 5 to 10 days. So continue to buy pharma, which are defensives as well. That's it from my side. I'd like to ask the fundamental team to continue.
Good morning. Marginally below expectations. Over last few months, we have seen that company has underperformed the industry. However, the company has guided that for the whole of FY22, they will outperform the industry growth. APE grew by 30% and VNB by 40%. However, they both came in around 5% below expectations. Also, peak death claims during the second wave of COVID were 3 to 4 times that of the first wave. And because of this, company has kept a reserve buffer of 700 crores for the third wave, which should be sufficient. So in the near term, expect the stock to underperform. Indian Bank result was okay. Gross NPAs were flattish quarter on quarter, which seems decent performance after looking at the increase in NPAs in HDFC Bank. Although slippages declined quarter on quarter also from 8.5% to 4.3%, but even that number is an elevated number. Also, net NPAs were continue to remain at the 3.5% levels. So overall, we are neutral here. Nippon Life AMC result was in line. AUM grew by 8% quarter on quarter. This is against 0% growth witnessed for NDFC AMC. Thus, Nippon has increased market share. Its market share increased by around 13 basis points quarter on quarter and stands at 7.25%. Yesterday we discussed HDFC Bank also, HDFC AMC also, which was losing market share. But that is not the case here. EBITDA also in case of Nippon grew by 7% quarter over quarter, whereas for HDFC mutual fund, there was a decline of 4% quarter on quarter. So overall, we remain positive on Nippon Life AMC. That's it from my side.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, Supreme Petrochem announced the results, and results has declined. Though we see that YOY there is a big jump on sales. However, if you compare it with the quarter on quarter, there is a decline of 17% in revenue, and EBITDA has also gone down by 37% on quarter on quarter basis. Margins have come at 19% in this quarter versus 25% last year. Last year, the company reported EBITDA loss. So we believe the stock can react negatively in today's trade. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Mestac has posted its result. The company has posted improved set of numbers for the quarter, wherein CC Q on Q revenue growth came at 4.3%, Dollar revenue came at 70 million versus Q on Q of around 66 million. Operating margins also came in line with the last quarter at 21.8%. Share is trading at 32.4 times FY22 EPS. Other than this, HCL Tech has posted its result. The result is below expectation, with CC Q on Q revenue growth coming in at 0.7% versus expectation of 1.7%. Dollar revenue came at around 2719 million. Miss in revenue was majorly due to pandemic. Even EBIT margins dipped by 77 bips and came at 19.6%. Q1 TCV of new deal wins came at $1664 million. This is up by 37% year on year. This is the third quarter wherein net additions for the company trend strong. Management has maintained its guidance of revenue growth to be revenue expected to grow in a double digit in constant currency for FY22, and EBIT margin is expected to be in between 19% and 21% for FY22. Management indicates Q2 will be better than Q1, and going ahead, the growth will normalize and H2 will be better than H1. With this outlook is positive. Share is trading at 17.4 times FY23 EPS. Thank you.
Yeah. Now one more result of ACC. ACC came up with very good numbers in this quarter. Volume came at 6.84 million ton against expectation of around 6.7 million ton, up by around 42% year on year, but down by around 15% quarter on quarter. Last year base was quite low. Realization improved quarter on quarter by around 400 rupees, and EBITDA moved up by around 200 rupees quarter on quarter, whereas the expectation for EBITDA was flat quarter on quarter. Yesterday we talked about Mangalam Cement, and some indication we got from that EBITDA is likely to show improvement quarter on quarter, and same thing got reflected in ACC result as well. Q2 is seasonally some soft quarter, but prices are still maintaining at higher level, though we may have some lower volume in the Q2. But outlook is positive for ACC. What we see that the share is trading at around 11 time TTM EBIT, and which is a reasonable valuations, not on excess side. So there is a possibility of that the stock can move from here. We had seen the stock has moved up by around 4 or 5% pre-results. So still we see there is a scope of another 5-6% as earning upgrades are at around 10 times. And there could be some re-rating as well. So overall outlook for ACC post this result is positive. Apart from that, now result for Friday. We have Ambuja Cement result, and this result is expected to be similar type of ACC, though the expectation is that the EBITDA per ton is likely to remain flat. But what we had seen the improvement in EBITDA per ton for two companies, and similar thing can happen for Ambuja Cement as well. Then the Atul Limited is likely to report number, and the results is likely to be flattish quarter on quarter. Margins are likely to remain stable, and even revenue is also likely to remain stable, though year on year there will be a good improvement because of the low base last year. So overall result is likely to show improvement. Then JSW Steel is likely to report number, and this is the first steel major company which will be coming up with the results. The expectation is that the EBITDA per ton is likely to improve by over 4,000 rupees for JSW Steel. And this is the key thing to be watched for the company. Apart from that, revenue is likely to increase by around 8% quarter on quarter. And also EBITDA is likely to show some improvement, though the volume will be lesser as compared to previous quarter. So overall, JSW Steel result is likely to show improvement. Then SKF Bearing is likely to report number. This is likely to show some decline quarter on quarter. Revenue is likely to decline by around 20%, and EBITDA margin is also likely to decline by around 200 basis points quarter on quarter. So result will be more of a declining. United Spirit is likely to report number, and the numbers are likely to show decline quarter on quarter. though revenue is likely to show, volume is likely to show improvement of around 20% year on year, but that is on the lower base of last year where the volume declined by 49% year on year. Revenue is likely to show decline of around 26% quarter on quarter, and EBITDA margin is likely to come off very substantially from last quarter 18% to around 10% in this quarter. So overall result will be declining. Then Crompton Greaves Consumer is likely to report number, and here again, though the year on year there will be a substantial improvement, but quarter on quarter there will be some decline, both in revenue and margins. The revenues are likely to decline by around 28 to 29%, whereas margin is also likely to decline by around 150 basis point. So the result will be showing some declining trend. Then Jubilant Pharmova is likely to report number. Here the numbers are likely to show some improvement. Quarter on quarter revenue is likely to increase by around 9%, though year on year it will be down by around 10%. But margin is likely to show good improvement both year on year by around, the margins is likely to come at around 22.5%, whereas last year it was at around 16%. Last quarter, it was at around 23.7. So some marginal decline quarter on quarter on the margin front. Valuations are reasonable at around 11 times FY23 earning. Then Reliance Industry is likely to report number. Here, just a second. Revenue is likely to remain stable quarter on quarter, and margin is also likely to remain stable quarter on quarter. Even if we see decline in their retail business, the other business will compensate the decline in retail business. Jio is likely to report quarter on quarter subscription increase of around 5 million, and against that, the ARPU is likely to see some softness from 138 to 135, and EBITDA is likely to remain stable, whereas retail will see decline in EBITDA. Last quarter, the EBITDA was 3,600, and this quarter it is expected at around 1,800. Oil and gas O2C business is likely to show some stable revenue, stable margins, though some correction in the petchem margin is likely in this quarter, but overall EBITDA is likely to remain stable. So result is likely to be more of a stable quarter on quarter for Reliance Industries. Then Tata Steel BSL is likely to report number. Here again, margins are likely to show substantial improvement of around 5,500 rupees in this particular quarter. And volume is likely to decline a bit by around 6% quarter on quarter. So overall result will show substantial improvement, and that can have a positive impact on Tata Steel as well. Then Yash Bank is likely to report number. The numbers last quarter was very bad with negative loss of around 3,800 crores. But this quarter again, the loss is likely to be higher at around 700 crores. Mainly because of higher provisioning again continuing in this quarter. So overall result is likely to be subdued for Yash Bank as well. Then SBI Card is likely to report number. Here again, loan book is likely to increase by around 9% in this quarter, but provision will continue to remain higher as company has a lot of credit card loan of which are unsecured in nature, and also other income, which is the key component of their earning, is also likely to show decline quarter on quarter. So overall result is likely to show declining trend quarter on quarter and year on year, and share is trading at around 40 times, which is their reasonable multiple which they are trading. So that's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.